Okay, so what we're going to do in this video is we're going to be looking at pretty much the intro of the presentation. And I'll just touch on inspection real quick for a minute and what you're trying to accomplish on an inspection. So with the inspection portion of it, basically what happens is you'll get to the home, okay? Let's just start from ground one. I get to the home, knock on my door, introduce myself, Lee Guerrero, Bentley Roofing. You know, how are you today, folks? Okay, I want to bring them outside. I want to walk the property with that homeowner because I want to know why they called me out here. What have you noticed that made you feel like it was a good time to start shopping for roofing? They may know they got a leak. They might not have a leak, but see that there's granules washing off the roof. There's some kind of reason why they feel like you should be there, right? For whatever it is. I'm going to do a full walk around. I'm going to address what they have to say first. So I'm going to go directly to where they want to go. We'll see what's going on, but I'm going to keep my eyes open all the way around because I want to see if I notice anything else that they haven't seen yet. I'm going to bring it to their attention. I'm going to ask them, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, did you notice this on the corner over here or the edge over there? I'm going to pick one thing. Then I want to know, they'll say, okay, no, I didn't notice that. Well, now I want to know, do you understand why this is happening on your roof? No, I don't. Well, let me explain it to you. Basically, what happens over time is these shingles get beat up for this reason or that reason or whatever, and it's a very common problem in roofing. That's why they're, coming loose. When we go over the system, I'm going to show you a component that's designed to eliminate that from happening again. Okay? So what's important to the homeowner is, hey, okay, you found something. Well, what are you going to do to prevent this from happening again? How are you going to protect my money and my investment? That's what they want to know, right? So what I would like to do when I'm outside is just identify issues and address those issues, then we will deal with it. I'm not going to get into all the products outside because I would like to do it in a better way where we have some space to work with, where they can actually really see the demonstration and digest the information. But at least I want to let them know I'm here to solve your problems, right? Now, once we're done on the exterior, we're going to bring it to the inside. The next place you really want to go is, I want to get in the attic because I want to confirm everything I see on the top. Well, what's making its way through on the inside, right? So when I get in that attic, I'm going to do a full inspection for it. I'm going to scan the edges. I'm going to scan the ridge. I'm looking at all the penetration points in the attic. I'm looking at all the flooring for water droplets. I'm looking at nails for rusty nails with black stains, the cat eyes, right? I'm looking for just general decking area for stains. All the way down at the bottom of the eaves, I want to see if there's dark wood or rotted wood from ice dams. On the gable ends, I want to see if there's wind-driven rain that's worked its way through, that's rotting or beating up the wood, right? When I'm outside, I want to pay attention to the siding on the gable end, right? Because if I see, that the siding's kind of going like this or coming loose or stuff like that, I want to look on the inside and see if there's water running down that wall.
Yes, sir.
Right? So everything you see on the inside relates to outside relates to something on the inside. Now, as a homeowner, for me, if everything you show me is on the outside, it's still on the outside. You get in my attic and you show me I have water coming in, this is my biggest investment. I need to handle this now, right? So when you see it from the outside, it's still outside. When you show it's in the inside of the home, number one, you are doing them a huge favor, because you're catching a leak. Without you, it would still keep leaking. It will get worse. They could get mold in their house, right? So again, some people have families, some people have kids in the house. We are identifying these problems in that attic so we understand exactly what's going on, right?
Yes.
We are bringing it to their attention, and we're explaining why this actually happens, right? And then what we're going to do is just mention to them, as far as each problem that we do identify, what solution we have available to solve that problem, okay? So that's all we're doing, is we're trying to tailor fit each presentation as much as we can to each individual homeowner. One homeowner may have a big problem on the gable ends.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to introduce drip edge, starter strip, right?
Yes,
Now we're going to actually seal that edge down so this won't happen again. Customer number two may have rotted wood along the gutter line, right? A little soft wood. That's going to be your ice and water shield, your starter strip, your drip edge, all that laminate and seal on that first 3 feet of the roof. Another customer may have some issues where the step flashing goes.
Yes.
Another customer may have water wicking in because there's no drip edge.
Mm-hmm.
every home is going to have certain issues. And if you pay attention and you can find them and play detective, you're going to be able to show the homeowner value because you're going to be able to offer a product that can stop this problem and eliminate it from happening again, right? And your competition, they're not paying attention. All they know is they got to go over the 6 components they want to talk about, give them a price, do 100 discounts, and try to sell them. No, they don't care about the customer. Right? We do. We're going to give them a real value by giving them a real inspection to see what we can find. Okay. Once we go through that attic inspection, I take pictures. I want to get a lot of pictures up in the attic because I want to be able to sit down and be able to show them what's going on. Not all customers are comfortable walking between the rafters up in the attic and carefully moving around. So you got to be, very careful of who you bring up in the attic.
You don't want to go through the drywall as well.
Correct. So what we do is as a service for them, we take a lot of pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So once we get all those pictures and we come down from the attic, if we're finding issues, the way I normally will explain it to a homeowner is, look, Umit, this is what we found. I go over the pictures, this is going on over here, so I'll go over the whole thing of what we found. If there's water coming in, listen, whether you use my company or not, as long as it's within budget, you need to do something here. You need to do something. Because if they don't and water keeps coming in, they're going to get mold. It's going to ruin their home. It's going to damage the house, right? So this is a crucial part of our appointment where we're bringing a ton of value to that homeowner because they're getting a free inspection, right? Once we're done that inspection and people understand that you care, that you took the time to do all that you brought it to their attention, right? Now they want to hear what you have to say. You're not just everybody else, right? Because they understand that you care. So now they care. You just walk, give me your table, let me just show you my product. You don't care.
I see.
You're just there to sell, right? Whereas if we take our time and we do a good inspection, we're there because we care and we're going to find something. We're not charging them for the inspection.
No.
Right? But we're earning their trust and building credibility because we're doing the right thing and we're doing it the right way. Now I go to a table. That's when my tablet's going to, I really want to have my tablet out and I want to have my bag and all that stuff. Because now we're going to show the overview of what each product does, where it goes. Some of the products that are used in the industry that relate to some of the issues they already have. And then the one that we recommend that's going to eliminate that problem from ever happening again. Okay? So that's the general flow of what we're doing here. So we're back in, we get to a table. So now, Umit, let me go over kind of who we are and what we do. So right here, you're going to see we're Bentley Roofing. We're actually a platinum certified installer by Owens Corning. I'm going to get into the platinum certification in a second, okay? But I just wanted to let you know, name of the company, who we are. We have a few offices. They're actually going to be one in New Jersey. It covers the Pennsylvania and New Jersey regions. And then we also have 2 down in Florida. We have Pompano Beach and Fort Myers. We do a variety of work. Okay, we do big commercial buildings in Philadelphia, like the big buildings. We do massive terracotta, mansions down in Florida, all the way to, just a small flat roof or a shingle roof, residential, anything and everything roofing, we handle it. No project too big, too small. We also are involved in siding, and as well, we can handle framing, carpentry work, rafter repair, anything structural that is damaged. We have the ability to fix it, okay? So there's really not an issue that we're going to run into on your roof that we can't handle or haven't dealt with already, okay? Now, one of the things that's very big, there's an article published by Consumer Reports, as you can see right here, and what they're talking about is, you may be tempted to put off roof repairs until the economy rebounds, but if you wait, water damage from a leaky roof can lead to thousands of extra dollars in repairs. Look for cracked, curled, or missing shingles. All are signs the roof is near the end of its life. More in Consumer Reports. So what they're telling you is if you're going to put off anything, do not put off your roof. Because it could just be much more money later, okay?
It's not going to get any better.
No, it's just going to get, water's going to make it way worse. And then in the wintertime, you have to realize a roof is made out of asphalt, which is the same thing the street's made out of. When's the worst time for the streets?
I'm sorry?
When do the streets get damaged the most?
Wintertime.
Right, you get potholes, all that stuff,
Yes.
right? So your shingles are no different, the same material. Do you know what I mean? They get beat up the most with snow and ice. Okay. Now, I wanted to let you know, if you had noticed, I never walked on your roof. Okay. This is why. All manufacturers today, they have an exclusion that foot traffic can damage your roof and void your warranty. So if you're not prepared to move forward today with me on a roof, and you're going to stay with this roof for another year or two, I don't want to walk on it. Because if I walk on it, I can damage it to the point it is leaking. You understand? So I don't want to force your hand. I want you to work at your own pace that's comfortable for you. So that's why I didn't get on your roof today. Okay? A lot of other companies did. They don't care. Right?
Yes, sir.
They don't care. The attic inspection, which we've taken care of already. So you have a little slide on that. And that's going to be more for a reminder for you, as you know, what you're going to be inspecting and looking for while you're up there. Now, as a Platinum certified installer, it is required we carry the proper insurances on the roof. By Owens Corning, we have to have them. Roofing is a very dangerous job, and mistakes do happen. Okay, why it's important to know that your company or crew has insurance is when and if someone does fall, you can have an article right here. They can actually sue you. And they actually sue your homeowner's policy. So if you look on your declarations page, you're going to have a coverage for workmanship related error or workers' comp related issues. Normally, most policies cap at $100,000. This guy back in the early 2000s, or late 90s, he was awarded almost $300,000. 2023, how much you think it could be today? Right, a lot of money. So what they do is they put a lien on your property for the balance. So you can't refinance, can't do anything. So the easiest way to eliminate that is just deal with a reputable company that's fully insured. So if you end up, not using our company, we have to have the insurances. Just verify, make sure they're real, the coverage. Any questions on insurance? Does that make plenty of sense?
Makes plenty of sense. But we don't never carry an insurance card, do we?
No, but we have everybody.
We have it.
Yeah, always you have to have it. They just have it on file. Now, warranty 101. This is where we're going to get into roof and warranties, generally how they work, but we want to get the customer to understand what they're really dealing with. So in most cases, on a roof, Mr. or Mrs. Homeowner, you're going to have a manufacturer who makes the shingles. Now, currently today, you have about 6 major manufacturers, only 6. There's over 500,000 contractors registered in the United States today. That's your installer. There are only 6 factories. The factories never sell directly to the contractor. Usually what happens is they'll sell to a distribution company who sells to a retail company like a Home Depot or a Lowe's, and then they send someone out and sell to you as a homeowner, and then they hire a subcontractor to install it. So let's say your roof, for argument's sake, costs $20,000. And let's say everyone made an equal cut, so $5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000. When and if you have a leak on your roof, even though you spent $20, the person that sold it to you didn't make $20. They made a portion of it, a piece of the pie. So it's very hard for them to dig in their own pocket and pay for the whole thing again. So they need a little bit of help, right? So they hope that the manufacturer is going to cover it because the manufacturer is the billionaires. The contractors are not. A lot of these guys are paycheck to paycheck or behind on bills. So with that being said, what happens is this. When you install a roof, there is no other product that has more parts and pieces installed in a shorter period of time than a roof on your home. Every square, just fasteners alone, not even shingles. You know how many you have? Over 400 parts and pieces. Add the shingles in and everything else, you're minimum 500 parts and pieces a square. If your roof is just 20 squares, you're over 10,000 parts and pieces installed today. In a 10-hour workday, that's 1,000 parts and pieces an hour. But realistically, they got to scrape everything off the roof, prep the surface, and then they start applying material. So you're moving faster than 1,000 parts and pieces an hour. And human beings are doing it. You think there might be a chance someone could make a mistake? Right? Very high. And the manufacturer knows this. So what they do is they protect themselves with what's called an exclusion under the warranty. So most shingles today are a 50-year shingle, right? A lot of people think, hey, I put a roof on today, I don't have to do it again for 50 years. Not true. If that roof is installed perfectly, that shingle could last up to 50 years, if installed perfectly. Any mistake or error can lead to water leaking in, which is not covered under your warranty. So all roofing manufacturers have exclusions of what's not covered. The main one is improper installation, not covered whatsoever, okay? And what that leads to is the blame game where you have your contractor blaming the manufacturer, your manufacturer blaming the contractor, and you're there stuck in the middle just trying to get the leak fixed.
Yes.
And everybody's fighting over who's going to pay for it, right? So what they actually do is when you have an issue, most of the time the manufacturer wants to review your product. So remember, we don't write the warranty from the manufacturer does. They have their own claims process.
Yes.
Okay? So they want to go through it the way they want to do it because it's their product and they wrote the warranty. So when you're dealing with a roofing claim, it's very different. Usually they would like you to submit material or ship them the shingles so they can inspect them in their factory. What they're looking for is to see if that 50-year shingle is breaking down. And that's what led to the leak. If your shingle's not breaking down, which they rarely do, okay, then they want to send someone out to the property to do an inspection to see why is this roof leaking. Now, 10,000 parts and pieces later, installed by human beings, they start peeling shingles up. You think they might find something done wrong?
Of course.
Of course. When they find something done wrong, do you think they're going to pay for the installer's mistake?
No.
What do you think they might say?
Improper installation. Pay it yourself.
Okay, here's a letter right here. Upon review by our technical department, it has been determined that no product failure is evident due to manufacturing. The buckling has been caused by tight nailing, improper overlapping, and failure to use the proper accessory pieces. This would be considered improper installation procedures. The warranty that Alcoa Building Products provides states the product shall not contain manufacturing defects. Damage caused by installation or factors which are beyond our control, such as installation, are specifically excluded by the terms and conditions of this warranty. We respectfully suggest this matter be directed to your installing contractor. So they just pass the buck back to the installer. So as a homeowner, where does that leave you?
With the blue tarp on my roof.
Bingo. So there are different levels of coverage you can get in roofing by what's called certifications, okay?
Yes.
So each manufacturer, GAF, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, they're all going to have their own certification program, okay? And then each one has different levels of how much coverage you're going to get from the manufacturer for everything, okay? So what that means to you is for a certain period of time, the manufacturer will not only cover material, they'll also cover the installation of the installer, even though they didn't do it themselves. Make sense?
Yes.
So the thing is with each certification and each manufacturer, they're a little bit different on how they handle the customer, okay? We fell to love Owens Corning's system just because we feel like it's the best treatment to the customer. It's the smoothest process if you ever need anything, and it's the best value because the coverage far exceeds everyone else, okay? But there are other manufacturers out there such as GAF, which is the Timberline shingle, or the Timberline HDZ, they call it now. And then there's the CertainTeed Landmark shingle as well. The difference is this. A lot of these systems, they have the brochure and it has all the good information, which is here, right? So you see what that says? It says manufacturing defect coverage for lifetime shingles. That's covered for a lifetime. Sounds good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, workmanship coverage for lifetime shingles. They say 25 years. Sounds pretty good, right?
Yes.
Now, one thing you didn't notice is that tiny little asterisk on each one. What does an asterisk mean?
Look for detail.
Look for further detail. Okay? So let's look at that detail. That's why I have this one. Big claims, big disappointment. That lifetime shingle with a max wind warranty, right? Unlimited wind rating. Well, guess what? If you ever have a shingle blow off or they start to delaminate off your roof, here's your coverage. At the bottom, when you go there, GAF's maximum liability under this paragraph is to reimburse you for the cost of hand sealing all of the shingles and ridge cap shingles on your roof. Hand sealing. They're not going to replace your shingle. They're not going to fix them. The most they will pay for is someone to come up and glue them back down with glue.
Only the missing ones. That's not.
With glue. They're not even going to buy you the shingle. They're just going to pay someone to go out or give you the money to pay someone to glue them back down with glue. You buy your shingles again. Kind of confusing, right? Because I thought it was lifetime.
Yes.
Now let's take it a step further. If your claim arises out of an application error of GF products and cover flashings, which is discovered or discoverable within the first 2 years of installation, it is the obligation of your master elite contractor to make all necessary repairs. In the event GAF determines your master elite roofing contractor is unable or unwilling to perform these repairs, GAF will arrange to have your roof repaired if the issues were caused by application errors within the scope of GAF's liability under this limited warranty. So meaning, for those first 2 years, no matter what, even if your contractor won't fix it, they will. How many years was that?
2 years.
What did it say on the paper?
25.
So what is it really?
2 years.
Confusing, right?
Yes, sir. What do you do with the rest of the 20 years?
Good question. Now let's take it a step further. Let's actually walk you through a typical claims process on a roof. See, if I put your roof on and you have a problem, I want to be able to have the freedom to come out, send a service technician, and fix your problem. But when I don't make the product or write the warranty, I don't. I have to play by their rules. You want to see what their rules are? Number one, you must call the manufacturer, not me. I can't call on your behalf. You can't call me, no, you have to call GAF. Then they want you to take pictures, email everything over. Then they want you, or for you to pay someone, to remove the shingles that you think the leak is coming from. Do you know how to find a leak in a roof? What if you pull the wrong shingle?
Yeah, more leak.
Who knows? Think anyone's going to go up there and look for these shingles for free? Probably not, right?
Of course not.
Now, when you pull those shingles off, you're now going to have open hole in your roof.
And also, you're stepping on a roof.
Oh yeah, of course you're stepping on the roof. But now you're going to have an open hole. So let's go back to that. So you have an open hole in the roof. Now you have to ship those shingles and FedEx them or UPS them to the manufacturer so they can test them. Well, what do you need to put on your roof now because you took shingles off?
Tarp.
Now you need a
And
tarp.
also, you mentioned it earlier as well. When this happened, it's not just happening to you. It happens many other people. So progress.
Well, we're going to get there in a second.
I'm
We'll
sorry.
get there in a second, right? But that is correct. So now you need a tarp.
Mm-hmm.
Is the tarp free?
No.
Does the tarp look nice on your beautiful home?
No.
Okay. So do you want that tarp on there for a long time?
No.
Minimal as possible, right?
Of course.
Well, here's the problem. If you're having a problem, you think you're the only one having a problem?
No.
Usually when you have a leak, it's because of a storm, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, so chances are they're getting bombarded with claims. Now, as these claims get in, there's one person who works in the service department for testing. Or I'm sorry, not the service, but the testing department. I've been in the factory. So what he does all day is he tests the shingles. So what they do is they take a sample of shingles, they take a steel brush, and they brush the shingles so many times across. They take the shingles that fell off, they put them on a little fine scale. It measures the weight of the granules that came off. And determining how much weight it is, it either passes or fails if that shingle's breaking down prematurely. That's how they do it. It's called a scrub test. Okay? So once a scrub test is complete and it actually passes, then they're going to come back and say, well, wait a second. Our shingle's fine. I have to send out a local regional inspector to go up on your roof. We need to find out why your roof's leaking. Okay? Now, mind you, this whole process is not quick.
No.
This takes anywhere from 45 to 60 days to get to the point where you're moving on to the fact you need an adjuster to come out. If I try to do anything to your roof, any type of repair done prior to their full process and the inspector comes out, they can deny your warranty claim. So I'm not even allowed to help you fix your roof, right? And I wish I could tell you this is not real, but this is literally from their verbiage, from their warranty right there, okay? Now, imagine they come out and they finally determine, you know what, the installer didn't put this correctly here, this isn't done right. Now I'm allowed to come in and solve your problem. But 75 to 90 days later, even if I fix your roof, you're still going to be a little upset you had to wait so long,
Of course.
right?
Just,
And that tarp goes up there, it's always the worst time, right?
yeah.
It's always when the graduation party is or something else is happening, right? It's never at the good time.
There's a plan, no.
Correct. So with that being said, can you understand why we were just uncomfortable using that product line?
Yeah.
From a service standpoint, right? Even if I had the best products in the world, you'd still be a little upset with me.
Yeah, if they tell me 25 in 2 years, of course, anybody.
Yeah, it's just not gonna meet up to your expectations, right?
No.
And unfortunately, no one takes the time to explain that kind of stuff to you. Well, let me tell you how we do things. As a Platinum certified installer, what's unique about our certification is we are your certified installer. We're also your certified technician. When and if you have a problem, all you have to do, just call us. We're going to send a representative out. They're going to address your concerns and issues. We will handle everything with Owens Corning on the back end, where you are never bothered by it. Easy, smooth, once and done. How's that sound?
Great.
Sounds fantastic. And then take a look at this. Now when you look at the exclusions on the Platinum version of it, they exclude improper installation only when it's done by a non-Platinum installer. None of that 2-year verbiage in there,
No.
is there? Right? Pretty straightforward.
Yes.
Now, let's get into the levels of coverage. Okay? So the way the certifications work is you can have someone who just walks up and buys the shingles. You can have someone who's lightly certified. And then you can have a Platinum. Okay, let me explain the difference. So as you're looking at these tiers of coverage here, right? The bottom two are just somebody walking in and grabbing the shingles, okay? The bottom one is more like if you're just going to put shingles on like a shed or something like that. When you're going to go on the home, you can get, with proper ventilation, you can get a 50-year on the material, but the gray bar is workmanship protection. It's 0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you still have to deal with all that blame game. Now, if you deal with a preferred installer, what they do for preferred contractors is a preferred contractor takes an online course and learns how the products work together, the proper installation methods they should be using, so on and so forth. If an officer of the company completes that, they will give the status of preferred to that contractor. Okay?
Okay.
Now, they obviously have to have proper insurances, so on and so forth. There's certain other requirements they need, but main thing is they went and learned something about the product. Now, of the pool of preferred contractors, Owens Corning watches these contractors for years. Owens Corning handpicks who becomes a Platinum. Here's why. When a Platinum does your job, it's the only system in the market that gets a lifetime warranty on installation with the shingle. Okay? Yes. So now what happens is if I'm a Platinum, okay, and I touch something and it's wrong and there's a mistake, Owens Corning's legally liable for it as well. So no matter what goes wrong, you're going to have full coverage and protection, no excuses. How does that sound?
Great. Fantastic.
Fantastic. Now let me show you how the coverage works. So the product's going to be covered 50 years, non-prorated. By year 51, they're going to contribute 20% forever to whatever you need, okay, towards product. Workmanship, first 25 years, 100% contribution. No matter what, leads back to my installer, completely changed. Then year 26 is going to decline to a 50% contribution they're going to make. Then every year after, it declines 2% to year 40, where it flatlines at a 20% contribution. But you're always going to get something towards it instead of goose egg. right? With that being said, the only way you know if your platinum warranty is actually registered is if you receive an email directly from Owens Corning. There is no certificate you get or any plaque. That's all lies. One of the big scams in roofing is instead of paying the $500 for your warranty, it goes in the pocket. They just give you a nice little certificate. 10 years later, 15 years later, hey, my roof's leaking. Oh yeah, I got that lifetime warranty. Let me call Owens Corning. You call them up, they don't even know who you are. You don't even exist. Because that contractor never registered your warranty. Email registration. That's how you get your platinum warranty, if that's the warranty that you elect today. Okay? Now, beautiful thing is, you could transfer the warranty. All you have to do is just pay, the next owner pays $100, which is an absolute gift. Provides proof of address. Boom. Now they're covered for the remainder. So whatever point you took it to on this bar, from that point forward, they get the remainder of the coverage. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Everybody in our company is factory trained and certified, so we do keep up with all the current changes. Owens Corning does not leave the product line the same all the time. They make adjustments based on what they're seeing on the field and warranty issues. They may make a change this year, but if you don't go to your yearly certifications, you're not going to know the new changes, right? So a lot of installers sometimes are installing on old information and voiding customers' warranties, not even knowing. So we stay up to snuff with the current stuff that's required by Owens Corning. Some of the other reasons other than warranty that we love Owens Corning was they actually are from 2018 to 2023 America's most recommended roofing products and the winner of the Women's Choice Award every year running. They also do the most recycling of shingles of any manufacturer. They're listed as the best place to work in the corporate space the last 4 years running, and they're also listed as one of the most ethical companies in the world to work for. So for us, I mean, it just all sounds great and fantastic. That's what we're looking for. That's the kind of company we want to partner with. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Umit, so based on what I've shared with you today about my company, warranties and insurances, are you comfortable with everything I've explained to you?
I am. Yes.
Fantastic. Great. Now I'm going to segue into my system, but that's up to the system.